Breaking news, everybody. Democrats in Congress want to reach a deal on the massive spending bill before the end of this week. But there are many major issues that still have not been resolved. Progressive lawmakers want the bill to include a new form of financial relief for Americans. So in this video, I will be bringing you up to date on the latest news about the fourth stimulus check. Just be sure to stay until the end of this video, folks.
Done for the president because he's kind of circling the drain with the electorate in the country, and as a result, they're willing to do almost anything, I think. So I think you're going to see legislation passed. But the real problem is the legislation is not popular with the American people, and it doesn't address the concerns people have. They're concerned about inflation. They're concerned about empty shelves, and this legislation makes things worse.
Now, let's talk about this new pay-for structure. It is a proposal to go after unrealized capital gains. Some people are calling it a wealth tax on about 700 billionaires. Why, in your opinion, does this not work?
Well, first of all, it's not a good idea to tell billionaires, don't come to America, don't start your business here, to tell the Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates and people like that, this isn't the place to begin your business, go somewhere else. That's a bad idea. But number two, you're going to tax people not when they sell something, but just when they own it and the value goes up. And what that means is that people are, these multi-billionaires, are going to look and say, I don't want to invest in the stock market because as that goes up, I'm going to get taxed. So maybe I will instead invest in a ranch or in paintings or things that don't build jobs and create a stronger economy. That kind of distortion of our economic system is a bad idea for the entire country because, frankly, we depend upon people of means to invest in enterprises, to invest in the stock market. That's one of the reasons the stock market keeps going up, which is good for all of us. The idea that somehow there's somebody out there that's going to give us stuff for free, it's just not going to work.
Looking back at the alternative minimum tax, the AMT, when it was first created, it was going after a very small number of people, and then over the years it expanded to roughly 5 million people under AMT. Is that what you see potentially happen?
Well, that's of course one concern, which is not only will you convince billionaires not to invest as much as they have in the past.
We just heard from Senator Manchin talking about the possibility they could reach that framework this week. We've got the White House's readout on the breakfast meeting yesterday. What was Senator Manchin's readout on the state of these?
Yeah, Garrett, Senator Manchin said that perhaps they could reach this deal on some sort of framework this week. That's what he said on camera and to reporters. But I'm also hearing from my sources that there's some pretty major sticking points still in these negotiations, including with Senator Manchin, especially given on Friday the White House seemed so optimistic, or more optimistic anyway, on this issue of paid leave, scaling it back from 12 weeks.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. So let's get into the most important stimulus check information first. Representative Jay Powell told reporters, let's vote both of them out at the same time. And I would even be willing to vote on the bipartisan infrastructure bill. So there are also fewer Democrats seeking a quick infrastructure vote whenever negotiators reach a certain agreement on the infrastructure spending is a popular issue with broad appeal across party lines. And a growing number of Democrats view the enactment of the $1.2 trillion bill as an effective strategy for helping campaigns. According to multiple Democrats, the passage of the infrastructure bill will send a strong message to voters that voting for Democrats is going to use. So Jay Powell has dug in to oppose a quick vote on infrastructure without a deal on the spending bill. Jay Powell said that she has the backing of enough liberals to hold the line. So, do you believe that we should get a fourth stimulus check, folks? Tell me in the comments below. When will it get done? Tell me in the comments below, everybody. So the back and forth highlights is the latest hurdle that's facing Democrats as they race to unite the factions between the social spending package in order to get Biden's agenda to his desk. Disagreements between liberals and moderates over a Medicare expansion and paid family leave benefits have all prolonged the debate and threatened to alienate one faction of another. The Senate already passed the $1.2 trillion infrastructure package with overwhelming bipartisan support. The bill sailed through the Senate in August by a vote of 69 to 30. But House liberals have blocked the measure in the lower chamber since then. During a closed-door meeting of House Democrats today, Pelosi told her rank-and-file members to compromise an emerging deal on Biden's roughly $2 trillion spending package, though they are not quite ready to back the infrastructure bill without much greater assurances that the family benefits contain the priorities and is slam dunk in both chambers. Multiple Democrats said, "I'm somewhat encouraged by something the Speaker just told us, which is that we wouldn't be asked to vote on the bipartisan bill unless and until we have rock-solid assurance that the reconciliation bill is going to pass the House and the Senate." According to Senator Mitt Romney, a $1 trillion spending plan that would not be good for Americans. Romney told reporters Democrats see that the president and they themselves are in trouble politically. Romney added the real problem is the legislation is not popular with the American people, and it does not address the concerns that people have. They are concerned about inflation, they are concerned about empty shelves, and the legislation, it just makes things worse. So Democrats are making some tough choices as they pare Biden's social safety nets from $3.5 trillion to around $2 trillion to satisfy Democrats. And some of the president's campaign promises did include free community college and clean electric. So can he get the job done? Can President Biden send out the fourth stimulus check before the end of the year? Tell me what you think, folks. This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news, so be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out the latest news about the fourth stimulus check. So it is now being reported that millions of families will receive less money from a new round of relief payments. That's due to a new system error.
All right. Thank you for being here. I thank my colleagues in leadership for being here as well. So we had a really good, vigorous discussion at our lunch. We're still working, and we are closer to reaching a final agreement on President Biden's Build Back Better plan. As you all know, I traveled to Delaware on Sunday to meet with the President and with Senator Manchin about our agenda. We had a very good, productive conversation there, and we continue to move forward and continue to have good conversations through the weekend and up to right now. I believe that we will get this done, and we will get it done soon. I know that Democrats in both chambers are working really hard to get this consequential, desperately needed legislation across the finish line. No one ever told us, no one ever said that passing transformational legislation like this would be, but we are on track to get it done because it's so important, and it's what the American people need and what they want. And I want to focus on the impact on Americans, working class Americans, middle class Americans, poor Americans, those struggling to get into the middle class and those trying to stay there. The challenges our country faces now are significant. The world has changed so rapidly, and we have to deal with those changes and make people's lives better and easier. That is our mission. Things are a struggle today for 75–80% of Americans. Only those at the top have the wherewithal to deal with all the new changes on their own. So, this is not just some legislative fight happening in Congress. The bill